Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we are going to be talking about the 60 TP. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, and I kind of forgot to, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it here. And so, this tank, of course, is currently in testing right now, and we have all the statistics here in Blitzhanger to look over. So, right off the bat, first thing, HP, 2600 HP, view range, 285 meters. Feels like a long view range for a heavy tank, by the way. I just noticed that. As well, we have 2418 DPM on your AP. Your heat has 2116 DPM, and HE has 2937. Your penetration is 258 on your standard, 330 on your heat, and 80 on your HE. You, of course, have 560 alpha on this tank, which I'll talk about that. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and talk about this. The reload, let me say the reload first. Reload is around 14 seconds. So, obviously, most people want this to have a bigger alpha, and I agree. Well, it would make the tank super OP. What the Wargaming would I think they should do to balance it out, make the reload obviously pretty long for a 640 alpha gun. Honestly, if it was me, I would prefer them to have, why is this in Russian? I just know, why is the ammo in Russian? Okay. Not sure why it's that. And then, alright, that kind of got me off track. And then, nerf the armor as well, because the armor, of course, is super OP. We'll talk about the armor here in a minute, but then they could give it 640 alpha. Even in my opinion, this should have the biggest alpha of any heavy tank, and should have like 700 alpha. That might make it a little OP there, because that is just an insane amount of alpha. But we would have to see, if that would work. I think it should have bigger alpha, though. It's just, it's the 60 TP. There's ways to balance it out. As well, the tank has pretty bad accuracy. It is a big alpha tank, though, so it does make sense. 2.68 second base aim time and 0.326 dispersion, which is very bad. You have 7 degrees of gun depression, which is enough to get your turret down and have some pretty OP armor. 32 km/h top speed forwards and 15 reverse. So it's, it's just a slow heavy tank. Nothing special there. But here's where we get to the thing about this tank that is OP. The armor profile is ridiculous on this tank. So we're looking straight on, and look at the turret, 400 millimeters. 1,000 millimeters, 860 millimeters, 500 millimeters. I mean, the armor on this tank is ridiculous. Massive gun mantlet, of course, which of course is impenetrable. Above that, you would think, oh, it's yellow right there. Yeah, no, that's still like 100. That's still like 400 millimeters, right? No, wait, that's still 900 millimeters. Sorry. Yeah. So if you thought you could pin that, nope. The hatch though is around 200 millimeters. Still thick for hatch. I mean, the sides right there of the hatch. That's not the hatch. It's still a thick hatch though. I mean, 200 millimeters isn't bad for hatch. So, I mean, the entire turret basically is impenetrable. Really, the only place you can pin it is at the right angle. There, right here on the tank, it's only about 250 or so millimeters, and if you have enough penetration, you should be able to penetrate through that. Sometimes right there, if you get a nice shot, that's pretty much the main weak spot. Even the main weak spot on the front of the tank is still 270 millimeters of armor, which really most tanks aren't going to be cutting through easily, and it's the rest of the front plate, I mean 350 millimeters of penetration, really not going to be easily pinnable. Right here, 600 millimeters of armor. I mean, it's just a lot of armor. Lower plate around 200, of course, that is easily pinnable. And then the super lower plate, actually, you don't want to shoot that because it's at such an angle where it is 600 millimeters, so watch out for that. So yeah, insane armor on the front. Oh, and you think, oh, well, the sides might be less armor. Yeah, not really. Still 350 millimeters right here, 250 millimeters, down to around 200, and then by the very end, you get down to like 175. Still amazing armor for the side of the turret. If it's at just an angle like this, I mean, you're probably going to be bouncing everything right here. If they're turning their turret to like this, you're going to be bouncing everything over here. You're going to have to shoot basically only like right here. I mean, amazing side turret armor. And the side armor of the tank also is going to be not really pinnable by HE, over 100 millimeters of armor, so HE isn't really going to be pinning that. And then, of course, you have spaced armor on the sides. Your rear, of course, is lightly armored, but still not going to be HE'd by too many tanks. Really only big 152s or Hesh tanks. 152s, if they're running calibrated, will be able to pin this. Or really other than that, only tanks with Hesh will be able to pin that. So that's the armor looking straight on now. If we look with some gun depression here, let's get that going. Yeah, it becomes even more. Turret, obviously impossible to penetrate. The hatch is going to be very small and hidden mostly. This right here, even the armor will show up, will be better if you can still penetrate that. I'm not sure, it depends on the position that you're in, if that is visible to you. Of course, this plate right here, you're really not going to be shooting because you can't see it, but it is almost 500 millimeters. Just insane armor all around on this tank. So I think this tank currently, how it stands right now, is a great tank. I don't think it's broken, and I don't think it's horrible either. But as much as I would like it to have a higher alpha gun, it probably would make the tank OP unless they nerfed the armor some. And if they obviously made the reload pretty long for its alpha, then I think it would be doable to have a large alpha on this tank. But yeah, as it stands right now, I think the tank is great. I'm excited to get it. It looks like a fun tank to play. I mean, the armor is amazing. If you're side scraping, go and hold down, face hugging, it's going to be amazing at that. Just an all-around pretty decent looking tank. I mean, good. It's a very strong tank, I would think. So yeah, that's pretty much the 60 TP, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.